Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Immigration Fridays. I'm your host, Prashanthi Reddy, and we're here again to guide you through the ever evolving maze of US immigration. This week has been a roller coaster, and there's a buzz in the air, and that's because the Visa Bulletin is just out. Every time the Visa Bulletin is out, there is always excitement or disappointment, depending on what the Visa Bulletin says. So let's get into it. We're talking about the January 2025 Visa Bulletin. It just was published yesterday. So let's see what the Visa Bulletin says. We will divide the Visa Bulletin into the two tables. As you know, a Visa Bulletin has two tables. Dates for filing table. That's the table which allows you to file your 485 in advance, because USCIS or the Department of State is hoping that by the time the case is processed, your dates will become current. So they're allowing you to file in advance. So that there's the dates for filing table, and then there's a final action date table. And let's look at both. So for the dates for filing table for employment-based categories, so we'll look at both employment-based category and the family-based categories. And under the employment-based categories, we'll look at the EB2, EB3, all the different categories, EB1, if there's any change. And for family-based categories as well, we'll look at all the different categories. So starting off with the dates of filing table for employment-based categories, there's been no change for dates of filing from the previous month. So there's no forward movement and there's no retrogression either. But for employment-based category, final action dates, which is more important because that's the date that you'd actually get your green card. So the final action date table shows some significant advancements in both EB2 and EB3 categories, and for India as well, and for China as well. So let's look into that more carefully. What are the advancements? So for EB2, that is members of professions and aliens of extraordinary ability, meaning people who filed their job based on a master's degree or bachelor's plus 5, or based on the fact that they were a member of the profession, or they were of exceptional ability, they come into EB2. So for EB2 India, it advances by 2 months, which is a notable movement for India because there hasn't been much advancement as of late. EB2 China also advances by 1 month. All other countries advance by 2 weeks. That's a slight movement, but it's been consistent throughout. EB3 professionals and skilled workers. These are jobs that require a bachelor's degree. So EB3 India advances by 3 weeks. Again, small but steady improvement. EB3 China advances by 2 months, a much more significant advancement. And EB3 all other countries advances modestly by 2 weeks. EB3 all other workers, this is a job that requires less than a bachelor's degree, advanced by 3 weeks for India, and all other countries advanced by 1 week. So this is a slow advancement, but there has been some advancement for other workers as well. Now let's go into the family categories. For the family categories, let's go into the final action dates first. So F1, which is the unmarried sons and daughters of US citizens, India, China, and all other countries advanced by 1 month, which is quite significant compared to the previous advancements, which we've seen there's been very little forward movement. Philippines advanced by 1 week. F2A, which is spouses and children of permanent residents. Mexico advanced by 1 month, no other advancement for any other country. F2B, unmarried sons and daughters of permanent residents, 21 or older. India, China, worldwide advanced by 3 weeks, not too bad, to May 22nd, 2016. So if you are under one of these categories, be sure to see if your priority date has been passed as per the table, and you can file your 485. Going back to the categories, F3, married sons and daughters of US citizens. Mexico advanced by 1 month, Philippines by 2 months, all other countries by 2 months. So you see there's been a slow advancement in these categories as well. F4, brother and sister, adult brother and sister of US citizens. This is the most backlogged category. It takes the longest for all countries, as well as the usually backlog countries, India, Philippines, China, etc. India, the good news is it's advanced by 1 month to April 8th, 2006. Philippines advanced by 3 months. That's a bigger advancement. But any advancement in this category is good, because usually this category moves very slowly. Now, for family-based, we also have the dates for filing table, and there's been some advancement with reference to that as well. F2B for Mexico advanced by 3 months. F3, that is married sons and daughters of US citizens, advanced by 3 months for India, China, and worldwide. That's quite a significant advancement compared to the previous advancements. F4, Philippines advanced by 5 months, which is a pretty steep jump. And India advances by 2 weeks, which is again small but a steady advancement. So as you see, there's been advancement across all the categories, even though it's been small advancements of a few months to a few weeks. But we have seen forward movement and a small, steady forward movement in all the categories and in both the tables, except for the dates for filing table in employment-based categories. There's been no movement at all. But for family-based, there's been a change in dates for filing as well as final action date. For employment-based, we've seen a change in the final action date table. Now, what are the predictions for February Visa Bulletin, or moving forward? What do we expect to see? If you look at the Visa Bulletin for January, it'll show you that, as I said, there's been incremental progress for many countries, but we also see that the backlog is very, very high, and the demand is very, very high, especially for employment-based cases, EB2 and EB3, and some family-based cases, and especially for countries such as India and China. So we can only expect a gradual advancement. We don't expect anything crazy going on. We don't expect that it'll certainly advance by 1 year or 2 years. Maybe it'll advance by a few months, and we can expect by at some point, there'll be a standstill or maybe a retrogression towards the end of the fiscal year, which is in October. So we have to keep a close eye every month to see how our visa numbers are progressing. So with that, it's a wrap for Immigration Fridays this week. Immigration laws and processes can be complex, and if you need any legal help with reference to new policy, or you need an interpretation of the existing laws, you can reach out to us and our team will help you. You can email me at prashanthi@reddyesq.com, or you can call us 212-354-1010. Thank you for watching.